Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with the relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Alyssa Cervantes, Marketing Director at Icom AI. How are you doing today, Alyssa?
Hi, Ernesto. I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you on. I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, wondering what Icom AI is all about. So let's kick it off with that. Alyssa, in your own words, can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes, absolutely. Icom AI is an AI-powered texting platform that enhances conversations for dealerships and for other automotive enterprises to increase customer contact, sales opportunities, and of course, customer satisfaction. And Icom AI is all about enhancing better conversations for the automotive industry through our own trained proprietary AI models.
All right, interesting, perfect. And so then, so that way our listeners who are tuned in can get a good understanding there of Icom AI, then what would you say is that key problem then that you guys like to solve for clients?
Absolutely. So for the dealership sales, acquisition, or service teams, we help them increase their customer contact by helping with that tedious customer follow-up through text, scheduling phone and in-store appointments, instead of them doing that manual hassle back and forth over communication, which could take, hours, days. And we're also going to help with that long-term follow-up and re-engagement. It could be a span of days, weeks, or months. And that's what we're helping dealerships and automotive enterprises with through our customer conversation AI.
Okay, right. And don't want to assume here, I'm going to ask, but would the dealerships be the only vertical that you guys like to go for, or is there certain other segments that can fit Icom AI as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So of course, we did start with our dealer partners, helping them enhance their customer conversations, but we've expanded this past year to be able to help support automotive enterprises as well. So we have several partnerships that are using our proprietary models for their own conversations, whether it be regarding financing, it could be insurance, it could even be verification on a particular part of the vehicle.
Okay, awesome. Great to hear that. And so then how would somebody usually find out, say, a dealership, and you guys have signed, quite a few car Malones, Toyota Vero Beach. How would they usually find out about Icom AI? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys?
Absolutely. So our own analytics have shown us that a lot of our inbound leads are finding us through our social ads across paid social media, as well as our organic social media it's driven a bunch of our audience members to our social media platforms and in turn our website, as well as direct inbound traffic to our website. I would say that a lot of the automotive industry, they do have their websites online. So that means that they also have a social presence. So that's sometimes where we find them through our organic channels.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Great to hear that. And so that way our listeners who are tuned in could go ahead and visit you. They could always check you guys out at icom.ai. What role then does the website play for client acquisition?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website is going to help leads be able to find content. They're going to be able to find resources such as success stories, of course, blogs, press releases, to help educate them on who we are. And once they're ready to submit their inquiries or learn more about how AI can help their dealership, they're able to submit their own information through our contact support page. We have a contact sales page and a contact enterprise. So we're able to reach out to dealerships as well as to our enterprise clients. And we have, like I said, that content for them to be able to gain that knowledge. And that's where we gain their information. And of course, a little bit of website history.
Definitely important. Okay, awesome. Great to hear that from you. So is there any tools or tips that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
Absolutely. So the website was one of our biggest focuses through 2022 and 2023. So I have a couple of tips in my sleeve. And I would say that the first tip is to handle your website in-house. That's something coming from me. I'm not going to say I like to be in control, but I like to be able to know how to do what I want to do to the website. And I like to be able to do it efficiently. So that's going to allow me or my team to take direct action on our website. The second tool I would suggest would be, of course, a CRM. It's going to be the place where your knowledge, your information is going to be captured and you can gain knowledge about the audience. For myself as a creative and as a, director of marketing, the CRM is huge for analytics because it's showing me what content worked across what pages. And even if it didn't work, I'm able to do a little bit of investigation and find out why. And I would say that a method that is really helpful for my team, especially working in AI, our product is consistently advancing every day, of course, every week. So I think that having an agile method to your website approach is going to be huge. And to accompany that, make sure that you're planning and over plan. It's always great, no matter how much detail you're going into, to go a step further because one, that should involve the customer journey at center. So you have to really think about the full customer journey. And I do believe that anything that's going to go onto the website has to be done intentionally.
Definitely would agree. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that for listeners there. And well, let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about you as a leader there for Icom AI. You being the marketing director, what are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work?
Absolutely. So beyond just brainstorming and being a creative every day and finding inspiration from life, some tasks that I'm doing every day is creating, publishing, editing, and of course, jumping into analytics. So if I am not in Canva or if I'm not in Word or in our CMS, I'm usually on our social media platforms, publishing, or in our email platform, of course, publishing some content there, or I could be in our CRM, right? Going into those analytics and figuring out the best strategy for the content approach for that day or for that month. And I would say as well, throughout the week, our team is pretty focused on collaboration. It's actually one of Icom AI's values. So throughout the week, since I'm in marketing, I'm pretty much at the center of the developers, the sales team, and the dealer success teams. So we could be in a product meeting, we could be in a marketing meeting covering content or covering plans and ideas, and making sure that all of our plans are in alignment.
Definitely important. Sounds like you have a full plate there on your hands, but you're able to juggle it. So awesome. Kudos to you. And when you do have some free time, Alyssa, how do you stay up to date with all the news in the marketing world as far as some strategies, trends? Is there a preferred channel that you like to go with?
Absolutely. So as far as trends, of course, right, Google Trends, I'm pretty much in the analytics every day. So I'm keeping up with my KPIs to see exactly how the algorithm is changing or how our content needs to change. But on a weekly front, I love to go in and learn about the software that I'm using myself, because not only do I advance as a user, but as a marketer, right? Because I'm learning their marketing as I'm learning the product. So I love to jump into some LinkedIn learning for marketing leadership. I'm also currently knees deep into HubSpot for some inbound marketing certification. And of course, Constant Contact is our email platform. So I have a ton of knowledge-based articles open, some really helpful content through those bases, I would say. But one of my favorites is a live webinar. I love a live webinar because you can jump in interactively through the chat. You can not only listen, you could multitask, or I can see visually what it is that I need to learn. So every month I'm inside of a webinar or two because I'm always subscribed or opted into those reports.
Definitely. It's all right. Awesome. Great thing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And well, let's jump into our next section then here, Alyssa, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
I'm ready.
All right. Perfect. Then first up, Alyssa, what is the last book that you read?
So I'm actually in a book club. The last book that I completed was a biography. It's called To Selena with Love by Chris Perez. So I'm a Houston Texan, so Selena is close to her heart. That was her widower and her former bandmate. And we're currently reading What My Bones Know by Stephanie Fu.
All right. Interesting. Love the Selena there from Corpus. So definitely
Wow.
share it a little bit. Yep. Next then is what is one single thing that Icom AI is focused on at the moment the most?
Absolutely. So at the moment, we are wrapping up some really, really game-changing integrations that have been in demand across our automotive partners and across the industry. It's going to give our automotive dealerships the capability for their customers to schedule their own service appointments. So it's a little bit deeper into the service integration. We have another integration in the works as well, doing some pilots at the moment. So that's been really great to watch come to fruition and celebrate, the developments on that. As well as, coming up, we have a really, really big feature as well coming out. I can't spill the beans on that, but it's just as big as a texting platform. So it's just another venture for our dealerships to be able to take advantage of.
Okay, interesting. Love that. Next then is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Absolutely. So it's almost as if there were no bounds in the human effort to fix technology, because I like to play around with different platforms to help create content, but I'm always experiencing bugs. So if there was just an AI that could snap my finger and it would fix a bug and just completely identify it without having to talk to support or having to test or send it over to the development team, that would be fabulous. But I also would love it if I could plug my own brain into like ChatGPT and have it work in according to my writing style. So I'm not afraid to cross those boundaries.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. And if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, then what would that be?
So we've tried to automate a ton within each of our individual roles. I created my own GPT, of course, working with content scheduling across many platforms. But I think that unless I don't know about it yet, I would love to schedule and automate stories for Instagram. So maybe I'm just not aware of the latest enhancement or the latest tool and plugin. But as far as I know, stories is something I need to automate because I take time daily, at least 30 minutes, to curate that. But another thing that I would love to automate that could save me a couple hours a week would be gathering my KPIs. So those KPIs are coming from a range of platforms, covering a range of dates. So if that could magically fall into my platform or my presentation deck for our KPIs, that would be fabulous.
Okay, awesome. Great to hear that.
Yeah.
And then, finally, I mean, you have a lot of experience there already in the marketing world. What is that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
If I could go back 10, 11 years ago to when I was graduating, from communication school, I would somehow tell myself to learn about AI, jump into AI. Like it's critical, as critical as script building and audio recording. And it just seems like in a span of years, it's become an essential tool. And I wish that somehow, some way I would have known that that is going to be touching everybody's lives. And I would also let myself know that as a young, journalist or writer, that it's okay to step outside of the writing sphere and to be comfortable in multimedia, and it's okay to be a beginner at some things and to be bad at some things. Everybody has to start somewhere.
Alyssa, thank you so much for that. Well, I do want to thank you for being on, but before we do end, I do have to ask, if there would be, say someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about Icom AI?
If they forgot everything, I want them to know that finding a good AI can lead to great communication that can aid in your success. But just like any rep or any salesperson or any employee, you're going to want to interview them and you're going to want to vet that AI so that you can make sure that it's the best fit for you, just like any other tool or any other friend. So if you're an automotive dealership and you are looking for an advanced AI texting platform, you can check us out and learn more at icom AI.
Well, there you guys heard it. I couldn't say it any better. Alyssa, thank you so much for being on with us today. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Alyssa.
Thanks, Ernesto.